interested in understanding how collaborators find each other. And so what we did is we did an experiment at Harvard Medical School where we wanted to vary the search costs facing potential collaborators. So what we did as part of a grant program, we held research events where we randomly allocated researchers, about 400 researchers, to different rooms at the event where they presented their research. Then we subsequently looked at whether people who were in the same room were more likely to apply for the grant or collaborate relative to people who weren't in the same room. And the idea is, again, that for those people who are in the same room, their search costs, or the costs they had about finding out about potential collaborators, about research interests, research ideas, access to resources, they would have been lower if you met face to face. And so that's what we were interested in looking at. So after the event, we then saw who collaborated with each other for this grant opportunity. And what we were interested in seeing is whether people were in the same room, were they more likely to apply than people who weren't at the same room at the event. And what we found is that being in the same room, so our treatment in this case, had really large effects on collaboration. If people were in the same room at the event, they were almost 75% more likely to apply for this grant than the control pairs of potential collaborators. So we found really large effects. And moreover, we also found that for pairs that were closer in scientific space, so that means these were individuals who were researching very similar topics, very similar clinical areas, they were actually more likely to apply than others. So it mattered more for these individuals who are doing more similar things. So what our results show is that when people look for potential collaborators, they still face these search costs. So they really need opportunities still to meet face-to-face to know who really is out there that they can work with. And so if we think about scientists or knowledge workers or any kind of individuals who are really interested in collaborating in new ideas, then having more opportunities to meet face-to-face, such as maybe conferences, mixers, any kind of event that creates these face-to-face interactions, it can really help for finding more collaborations and different collaborations.